Hello, welcome everybody to Essential Oils for Beginners.
Hello.
I'm Victoria Eves and this is Taylor Eves.
Hi.
Thank you for hopping on tonight and being with us. We hope you learn a lot and don't feel overwhelmed on the basics of essential oils. And we'll get started here in a couple of seconds. Let me make sure we're on. And as I go through, feel free to ask me any questions and make sure to comment so you're entered in tonight's giveaway. Yes, no, maybe.
I think let's see, it's live.
You're on here. Thank you, Tavia, for commenting. Okay, I see it.
All right. So, if you're on this call, that means that you are interested in alternative healthcare options. And this is the place for you. And we are excited that you're here to join us. Victoria and I have been using essential oils. Well, she's been using it a little longer than I have for almost 2 years now. And it was one of the best decisions we ever made because not only the business and we enjoy doing it so much, but the health benefits that we've both seen. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. And this is an introductory class, and it's not meant to go into super detail about any of the oils. We just want to pique your interest. Since you're on this call, you're already a little interested. Sorry, I'm trying to block the cat from coming over. So our story, whenever, I guess it was 2 years ago, Victoria came to me and she was experiencing lots of allergic reactions, just every day, blowing her nose nonstop, just continuous. She had mounds and mounds of
He loves to tell a story.
tissues.
Sorry, it's kind of gross.
It's my favorite story. And she came to me one day and she asked, "Hey, I'm going to use these essential oils, and what do you think?" And I said, "I really don't know what that is, and it's probably a bad idea, but you can do whatever you want." At this point, she's used all kinds of medications, and she basically did anything, the traditional medical route you could think of, and even the alternative route as far as different herbs and stuff, and nothing had helped her. So we said, what the heck, let's give it a shot. And within a couple of days, and maybe even a week, she started, her pile of Kleenexes started to drop next to the couch. They weren't near as many, and she wasn't sneezing as much. So I got curious, and I asked, I said, "Wait, what is this? What's going on here? I mean, I've been used to you for probably weeks and weeks, more like months of her just constantly having these allergic attacks." And I said, "What is this thing that you're doing?" And she's like, "This is essential oil." So like, "Oh, okay." So I got curious and I said, "Let me try some." And I'm in chiropractic school at the time. I'm still in chiropractic school, but I was in a part of my schooling that I was super, super stressed out. Not that the whole thing hasn't been, but this particular moment, I wasn't really sleeping very well because I was so stressed. I wasn't able to go to sleep. I wasn't able to stay asleep. So I said, "Hey, do you have anything that is good for sleep? I would love to try that." And then I remember the first time I took essential oils, because you could take them internally, some of them. I slept like a baby. It was lavender, actually, lavender essential oil. And as soon as I took the lavender that night, I remember it was the best night of sleep I had had in probably a month or two. And I got curious after that. So that piqued my interest, and
Now he's obsessed.
now we're obsessed. But that's okay. So that's kind of our story and how we got started. I do believe modern medicine should be used when needed. Essential oils are not one of the first steps, but they're also not the last. And we both believe that God designed our bodies to heal naturally. We have a perfect body that should be able to adapt to change. But as you'll see in a second, this world we live in is a little toxic. So I'm not a medical doctor, but I will be a chiropractor soon. This class is not meant to diagnose any issues that you may or may not have. This is only for educational purposes, just to pique your interest. I value medicine, and I do believe that you should always talk to your provider before you make decisions that you might hear from me or Victoria tonight. So we are both natural healing educators, and we like to teach other people how to do things the right way with the essential oils to help their health goals. So, what are essential oils? You're probably wondering. Very interesting is what they are. They're a chemical concoction that plants make. So you can see in this picture right here, there's a little purple looking thing, and what plants do is they have to have an immune system because they can't run away from invaders like insects and stuff like that. So they have to make these essential oils, and they'll put them in little sacks like you see on the screen here. And then if an insect comes walking by and it busts this sac, then it can become toxic to the insect or anything that might come in its way. So we know that essential oils are powerful because they have antibacterial, fungal, parasitic. They have all these different effects, and we see it not only in plants in their protection, but we as humans are able to use these oils for those benefits as well. So these are just a few to name right now. So why are people turning to essential oils? Well, we live in a very toxic environment, just to say the least. People need natural alternatives. I'm in a natural alternative field, so I believe that, like we said earlier, the body is made to heal itself. So I do my best to remove any blocks that I can to get people from suffering to not suffering. And I believe the same thing is true with essential oils. And as you can see on the screen, one drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's a lot of potency right there. So I think that is super intriguing, because if that's the case, then why aren't we all drinking peppermint essential oil tea? And until you actually try it, then you don't know the benefits of essential oils. Peppermint is just one of our favorites, really. Peppermint's really good for things like head tension and stomach upset. So you might hear us say words like that throughout this, because we're not going to say or talk about conditions that the oils treat, because we just can't do that.
No,
we can't. But anyways, that's a little bit about peppermint and just how potent these oils are. And just so you know, a average bottle of essential oil, this isn't peppermint. This is a 250 milliliter bottle.
250 drops.
Drops,
not milliliter bottle.
15 milliliter bottle, 250 drops are in that. So if you just think about it, one drop is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. You have 250 drops in a single bottle. That's a lot that goes a long way. So why are people turning to essential oils? Not only is there lots of scientific research behind essential oils, but they're affordable. As you can see right here with the lavender, 8 cents a dose.
A drop. A dose is a drop.
Yeah. Essentially. So that's very cost effective if you look at it that way. So we might go through a bottle of lavender every month or two. So it goes a long way, and that's for both of us. That's not just like someone who's using essential oils for just themselves and not anyone else. So like you can see, it's pretty.
We use them
awesome.
Double time because, like I said, he's pretty obsessed himself.
Yeah, I use the lavender a lot, so we run through lavender pretty quickly. So you can't really mess it up, as you see at the bottom. They work fast, and they have far less side effects than you'll get from things that are over the counter at the store. So why should we care about natural alternatives? Victoria put this slide together. It's kind of cool. The average newborn has 287 chemicals present in their cord blood at birth, and 180 of which have direct links to cancer. So we live in a world, like we said earlier, that's very toxic. This environment is very toxic, and we think that there are lots of things just in your everyday kitchen and your living room and the products that you put on your skin that are very toxic, and we can accumulate. So what that means is our liver, which I won't go too scientific with you, but we have a detoxification system. And what's interesting is we have a toxic load tolerance, if you will. So you'll see some people can handle a huge load of chemicals and never react, and then you might have you see that one person who they sniff the wrong detergent and they start breaking out.
Like me.
So we all we all have this toxic load potential, and what we think is very important about the essential oils, because they're not just oils to put in a capsule and to take. They're very important to transitioning your family from using things that are toxic like detergents into using more like friendly detergents that doTERRA has, and things like that, and the toothpaste and these different products, to basically take your toxic load from, say it's up here at like 1,000, maybe we can cut that in half with just these natural products. So that's pretty important to Victoria and I. So just in this slide, the European Union has spent the last 20 years restricting and banning over 1,300 ingredients from personal care products alone, and the United States has banned 11. Now, that seems kind of crazy, but if, we're not the greatest with our healthcare, for one, but we're also not the greatest with substances that we ban and not ban. And this is just one example, and there's lots of other ones, but I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon right now. So why should we care? Not only, in my opinion, are people getting sicker and they're becoming less active. People are struggling with their health goals. I see it, every day, dealing with patients. You see all kinds of health problems out there that probably weren't around 15, 20, 30 years ago. But since these rates of things are going up, I think that it's important that we open our eyes to different alternatives. There's so many different things in your house that you have no idea are toxic, and they can cause things like cancer, but we're exposed to it every single day. And this call is not for me to get talking about cancer or anxiety or depression and all these things, but I think it's super important that you're on this call for a reason, and this is something that's we're very passionate about, and we're glad that you're on this call. And we think that you should care for lots of reasons, but one of the main reasons is because it's an epidemic that we see in our society with all these different disorders. Just a few that are on the screen right here. So what can we do? We can choose natural alternatives, like I said, when available, and we can reduce the toxic load or our tolerance. And that is where I am going to leave it to my lovely wife. She's going to talk to you about the essential oils, more specifically, what they are and how to use them.
Okay, so we're going to cover the basics of essential oils and again how we use them. So this is going to be for doTERRA only. This is the only oil that I advocate for and I've had great success with. So 3 ways we can use them: aromatically, topically, and internally. So the first way, aromatically, I have a diffuser actually on our counter right now because we just had fish for dinner. So this is our way to actually purify and cleanse the air and get rid of that fishy odor. So you can acquire systemic effects from essential oils when inhaled using a high quality diffuser. And so when we breathe in these oils or use our diffuser to clean the air, it also can help support our airways and affect our mood. So anything we smell, like a rose or coffee or smells that we enjoy, actually, of course, goes up our nasal cavity, affects our limbic system, which is the housing for our emotions and our mood. So that's some of the reasons why we use oils aromatically. And in the diffuser, there's all you have to do is fill it up with some water, distilled water preferably. There's a top line on that, and then you add a few drops, and it runs for usually a few hours. So topical, this is going to be for any sort of aches or pains, typically immune support. You can apply it to your head if you have any sort of head tension. Apply it to your chest or over your heart, especially if you experience high feelings of emotions. You can apply it to your back of your neck and or troubled areas. And if you're applying around your ear for any sort of ear discomforts, make sure you just apply it around the bone and not directly in your ear canal. Another way we apply, especially for children, is on the bottoms of our feet or on the back of our spine. The pores on our feet are the largest and most open. So when we apply it to our feet, oils can enter our bloodstream in about 30 seconds. So topical dilution is important that we cover this. So you can use any plant-based carrier oil for application, and we prefer to use fractionated coconut oil. So doTERRA sells fractionated coconut oil, of course. I have a pump on here. It doesn't come like this, but they're only a couple dollars. So you can just pump a couple of pumps in your hand and then get your essential oil and do 1 to 2 drops, because that's your adult dose anyway. Rub it in your hands and apply on your area of concern. If you happen to be allergic to coconuts for some reason, you can also use jojoba oil or sweet almond oil or grapeseed oil or olive oil or anything like that. We just like this one because it's not greasy, and it doesn't have any sort of smell, and it's a little different than your regular coconut oil as it stays liquid at room temperature. And here's a good little graph as far as dilution ratios go if you want to take a screenshot of this for future reference. So internal use, again, this is going to be specifically for doTERRA oils. And let's see, so I have a bottle of lavender here. And if I can get this close enough to the screen, we see that we have a supplement facts label on here. And this is going to say that we can ingest this. So like for instance, Taylor takes usually lavender every night in a capsule. And my capsules, these are called the veggie caps on this graphic over here. And they're just empty vegetarian capsules. And you get your oil, put a couple of drops in here and close it and take it like a regular pill. So super convenient, and you don't have to taste lavender. So citrus oils we'll place in our water, a glass of water, preferably ceramic or glass or stainless steel. You can also put drops on a teaspoon of honey. This is good when you have any sort of throat irritation. And again, take a picture of this recommended ideal amount chart as far as daily use. Forget something on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So a few safety tips. Again, with the ears, never want to put anything in our ears, up our nose, or in our eyes. They're very sensitive areas, and I promise you would not be comfortable. Not all oils can be used internally. Again, look for your supplement facts label. If it does not have that, like Breathe, for instance, it's just going to have a list of the ingredients, and it'll say on there for aromatic or topical use. Some oils are considered hot. They'll be very warming to the skin, just like your spicy cooking spices like clove and cinnamon, oregano, thyme, and what did I miss? Cassia, which is similar to cinnamon. So dilute this further or apply to your bottoms of your feet where your skin's usually less sensitive. So for any skin sensitivity or irritation, add more carrier oil. Like I guess I accidentally got peppermint on my lip one time and it kind of tingled. So I just applied fractionated coconut oil to my lip, and within seconds the burning sensation was gone. So do not try to wash it off, as it will actually make it worse. So treat your essential oils the same as you would medications. Keep them out of reach of your children, and dilute again with a fat like milk or something instead of water if any sort of adverse reaction happens. And doTERRA actually sells safety childproof caps if you need those. So not all oils are safe for every person. So special occasions are going to be for babies and nursing or pregnant women and people with certain medical conditions. So why do we use doTERRA? Did you know that there is no regulatory system on essential oils? So essential oils, along with like our body care, our hair care, a lot of our stuff we use in the home are not FDA regulated, unfortunately. So anybody can put on their packages that it is natural, it is safe, it is 100% pure, all that stuff. which is not good when you're in the drugstore and you're wanting to get an essential oil and come to find out it's probably synthetic. So doTERRA is defining and protecting the quality and purity of essential oils for the benefit of the world. So 96% of our oils are exclusive, and because our standards are unmatched. And we also have third-party testing for every batch, not just some batches, released to you for true full transparency. So you can look this up and when your oil was produced and the testing results from that oil. There's a batch code at the bottom of all the bottles, and I think it's a QR scan code. That's what they call it, where you can scan that and you can go to source2u.com and see when that was produced, where it was produced, where it came from, and all that stuff. So indigenous sourcing. So doTERRA gets our oils from where they grow indigenously, and we get them from over 40 countries, probably in the mid-40s, probably almost 50 now. And that helps produce a more potent therapeutic oil when getting plants from their natural habitat. So this is super important in the benefits that we're going to get in using indigenously produced oils. So we partner with farmers and harvesters in disadvantaged areas while getting treated ethically. So farmers are paid a fair wage and on time, which is very unheard of, unfortunately, in a lot of third world countries. So co-impact sourcing supports families around the world, and this is something that I really love doTERRA for. So on to the oils. So this is going to cover the top 10, and these top 10 oils will cover several hundreds of things that you may have issues with at home. So peppermint, we talked about peppermint and the potency of peppermint. 1 drop equals 28 cups of peppermint tea. Peppermint's actually really good for any sort of respiratory issues, when you're fighting that hacking noise in your throat. If you want to also cool down your body temperature, if you have any sort of head tension, this would be one I would dilute if you're going to apply it to your head, and just make sure to not get near your eyes, and you can apply it to the back of your neck. It's also good for muscle aches and pains. I keep peppermint oil or peppermint beadlets actually in my purse, usually for my breath freshener, or I'll just place 1 to 2 drops under my tongue. And I keep it because I have a lot of digestive issues, so this is something that I keep in my purse for any sort of upset stomach or nausea situations. It's also very energizing, so this is something you can put in your diffuser in the morning to get you awake, or for your mid-afternoon crash. You can also just put a couple drops in your palms, rub your hands together, and take a couple of deep inhales for an afternoon pick-me-up. This is also used in our seasonal threats blend. So this is one of the oils that I use the most for respiratory issues. And I actually had a story posted on our Facebook page the other day. This is all I had in my purse, and my face decided to break out in hives on the side of my chin. And this is actually really good for any sort of itchy, upset skin. And within probably about 10 minutes, the relief was amazing. So I love peppermint. Lavender, also known as the Swiss Army knife of oils. It does just about everything. This is something that you're going to want to have in your first aid kit. It's really good for all things skin and calming, either to the skin or the mind. It's great, another one for bug bites, scrapes, cuts, wounds. Apply around the wound if it's an open wound for sure. It's great for sleep support. Put this in your diffuser or take internally, or apply it to the bottoms of your feet. It's good for calming anxious feelings, and again, it's used in our seasonal threats blend. It's actually highly effective as like a natural antihistamine. Melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil, if you've heard of that. Another one that's really great for our skin, any sort of blemishes, breakouts that we might be having reactions to. It's good for immune support. We use this a lot when we're under the weather. You can place a couple drops in someone's stinky shoes if needed. And it's great to clean with. It has a lot of antibacterial, antifungal properties. It's also another one that's good for any sort of seasonal respiratory issues. It's great for a throat gargle. It does not taste the best, but believe me, it works. You can put this with a couple of drops of lemon in your honey and Melaleuca and On Guard, and you're good to go. And it's really good for scalp health. I put this in my palm with my shampoo, and it's good for any sort of dry skin on your scalp. So lemon essential oil, this one we use a lot of. It's cleansing to the body, it's cleansing to your surfaces. We drink this in our water daily. It's good for immune support. Again, mix it with your raw honey for any sort of throat irritation. Any of the citrus oils are going to be uplifting to your emotions, so it's another one to diffuse throughout the day. It's a great sticker remover. Replace your Goo Gone and just use some lemon oil to get those sticky residues off. It's also in our seasonal threats blend. It's really good for breaking up any sort of overproduction of mucus. And again, it purifies the air. So On Guard Protective Blend. Do I have the On Guard over here? Yes. No. So On Guard is going to be a proprietary blend from doTERRA, and it has wild orange, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, eucalyptus, and I feel like I can't see one. I need my glasses. But yes, On Guard. So On Guard everything. doTERRA, this is one of doTERRA's largest lines for good reason. It's highly cleansing to the air and to us for immune support. We can use this daily when threats are high. When everyone around you is getting sick, this is something that you need to be taking daily or as a preventative. And a good thing is it smells like Christmas. So you can use this as a throat gargle as well. And we also use this a lot in what we call a Flume Balm. So Flume stands for frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and Melaleuca. So this is going to be one to make in a roller bottle or make in a veggie capsule and take when you really need to have an intense immune support boost. So again, On Guard everything. doTERRA has your laundry detergent, your cleaning solution, your throat drops, your toothpaste, your hand soap, your hand sanitizer, On Guard Belitz to go, and our new On Guard mouthwash, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, we hadn't been to the dentist in probably over a year. Luckily, we had a good checkup, and all we use is On Guard products. So just saying. So Digestin, this is one of my life-saving oils that I have to have. Peppermint is in Digestin, so that's another reason I carry usually both of these, if not one of them. So this is your new BFF. Take this before and after your bad meals or just for healthy digestion. Can help reduce gas, bloating, and any sort of reflux. You can take this in a veggie cap if you do not like to taste the fennel, like I don't, because it tastes like licorice, and that is not my sort of flavor. So another tip is that you can actually dilute this in a rub on your sinus cavities when you have any sort of congestion going on. And this is a blend of, let's see, peppermint, anise, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, and fennel seed. Can you change it for me? Okay, oregano. So this is intense immune support. This is going to be something we're going to use again in flume or when we really are sick. If you look up a few studies on this, and it's highly antibacterial. So use when you're under the weather. This is one of our hot oils, so we're going to dilute extra when we're applying topically if we are. It's actually good for digestive support. You can use a little bit of this in your cooking, like 1 drop or less will be enough. It's actually good as a warming muscle massage. It's another one you can add into your throat gargle, or it's one that can actually help remove some skin tags. Frankincense, the king of all oils. Use frankincense for about everything if you do not know what you need to use. So that's why we call it the king of all oils. So when in doubt, we use frank. It's another one that's great for immune support and cellular protection. It's really good for your skin. It has a lot of anti-aging benefits. Take 1 to 2 drops on your tongue daily, especially for any sort of inflammation or joint pains. And it's another one that's actually really good for sleep. And people that meditate actually use a lot of frankincense. Breathe is going to be another one of our blends that's going to help with our respiratory support. So this is going to help open up our airways, and we can use this even before a workout, especially if you're a runner or someone that's going to have a vigorous workout that you need to breathe better. You can also use this to reduce snoring if you have a snorer in your family. So you put this in the diffuser by on their nightstand, or apply this on the bottoms of their feet, or your feet if you're the snorer. It's another one that's good for seasonal threats and restful sleep. So we have laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, Ravensara, and Ravenstara. So deep blue, this is going to be our soothing blend. So any sort of aches or pains, this is like your natural muscle relaxant. So you can use this before and after your workout, especially before when you're trying to loosen up your muscles. It's comforting, cooling, so it's going to have that kind of warming, cooling sensation on your skin. Another one you might want to dilute if you have sensitive skin. So you can use this in massage. If you go get massages, you can have your massage therapist apply this to you as well. Was that already 10 of them? Yeah, so. Okay, so we're almost finished. So if you decide that you're ready to get started, obviously go back to the person who invited you to this class. Feel free to message me as well if you were not able to get a hold of them, and I'll help you get in touch with them. But if you're ready to get started, part of the perks of our team, of joining on our team, is that you're going to get a one-on-one consultation with me or the person who invited you for a follow-up wellness consult. And we'll be able to cover any sort of issues you might want to discuss in private, and how we can address them with the oils that we covered. So you'll have 24/7 support to me or who invited you. You'll be invited to join our private Facebook user group, which is going to be amazing as far as education and extra, what's the word?
Just a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. So weekly classes, weekly giveaways is really great education to keep learning how to use your oils and get extra support. So you'll be a part of a community of like-minded people. So there's a couple ways to get started, and that is either you become a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate. So as a wholesale customer, you would receive 25% off of retail pricing. You have access to special member-only promotions, and you can qualify for free products throughout for the beginning of the month through the 15th. No monthly purchasing is required if you do not want to join the special program we're going to talk about in a second. But as a wellness advocate, you get everything above, plus options to earn commission, and you get your oils paid for. So if that's something you are looking for, wanting to do, or thinking about wanting to do, let us know and we'd be glad to help you on that. So you have the option to pay a $35 membership fee that covers your membership for the year, and that would renew from a year from now. And then you pay a $25 membership fee, and then you get a free bottle of peppermint. So essentially it's like $3 to keep your membership perks. So the loyalty rewards program, this is something we'll discuss later in our follow-up wellness consult. But this is an optional members rebate program on how you're able to receive extra free oils back and points back for oils. Yeah. So accrue points, then cash them in for free oils, like a frequent flyers program. Access to the free products of the month, additional savings on certain products. So how you can qualify is you just pick a date for the following month for a recurring order, and you can change this anytime. And of course, you get to change what products you need. And so you edit your order each month based on your current needs. So like Taylor and I, we've been doing this for a couple years, so we get actually 30% back on everything we order, and we get to cash in for a lot of free product. And I just cashed in $200 worth of supplements that we use on a daily basis. And you always get your shipping rebated back to you in points, no matter what. So if you would like to waive your membership fee, that $35, you have the option to also join with one of our starter bundles. And I have 3 up here. There are a few more, and I'll post that at the end in the event so you can see some other options, but these are like probably our top 3 choices. 2 of them, the Home Essentials and the AromaTouch Diffuse Kit, come with our pedal diffuser, and that's our 4-hour running diffuser. And then, so the Home Essentials Kit comes with our top 10 oils that we covered tonight in the large regular size bottle, which is a 15 ml with the 250 drops. And then the AromaTouch Diffused has 8 of our most popular oils, some of our other popular oils, including, what's in there? Wild Orange and Balance. So you would take out the frankincense and I believe lemon and add a couple more. Yeah, I'll post this graphic. And then we have the Family Essentials Kit, which is a smaller version of the Home Essentials Kit. And they would be the 5 ml bottles, which this is Deep Blue, and Deep Blue only comes in a 5 ml, but you get 85 drops in that size. And then you get the peppermint beadlets and the On Guard beadlets. And the promos that doTERRA is offering for February is new customers have a chance to get Red Mandarin and Serenity. So with a 100 PV enrollment order, you get the Red Mandarin. So that's going to be one of our sweeter citrusy oils. So it's going to be good for our mood. It's going to be good for digestion and any sort of skin irritation. And then with a 200 PV order, you would receive Red Mandarin and Serenity. And Serenity is our restful blend, and it's all things calming and soothing to the emotions, and something great to diffuse at bedtime and for any sort of anxious feelings. And then freebies from me and the other people on our team. When you enroll with a kit or you agree to host a class in person or online, we will give you one of our essential oil basic books. So this is one of the best reference guides. I use this all the time when even I do not know what I need to use for certain ailments. You can look up, say, On Guard, and it's going to be for killing germs and immune boosting, colds and infections, and etc. And how to use it, where to use it, and some references on that. And it's a great guide for recipes or any kind of DIYs if you're into that as well. And then we also send you a welcome package with other references and samples and anything else you might need. So if you're ready, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on Messenger. You can find me in this event page, or you can send me an email or text or phone call, or again, reach out to the person who invited you. I hope this helps. Let me see if there's any questions. Let's see. No questions so far, but feel free to post questions on this video, and we'll be happy to answer those. Do you have anything else?
No, we're glad that you guys joined, and we hope that if you join late, you go back and you start from the beginning and you watch the whole video. Tag your friends in it and tell people about it, because these oils are powerful and we need more people to hear about them, because you know, I don't know where we'd be if we never learned about essential oils. I know I would be not sleeping like I do now. So
no, I'd be running to the store for everything that happens here.
Yeah, so thank you for being on this call with us. We hope you ask questions. We love to talk to people about the essential oils and help them on their health journey. And yeah, just comment below if you have any questions. Thank you for joining.
Have a good night.
Bye.